and now she's calling out her husband's detractors. So this includes none other than Attorney General Letitia James. Oh yes, the famous Letitia James up in New York. So experts are now saying that Melania Trump's presence alone in Donald Trump's cases would be absolutely massive. Even though we haven't exactly heard reports of it happening, but the idea is already making its way around the web. Now, it seems as if Melania has been talking all about her husband's cases in private, and she's not exactly happy about it. In fact, this comes after many critics have already called out the judge who's overseeing Donald Trump's hush money trial, Judge Juan Merchan. So Judge Juan Merchan has effectively worked tirelessly to silence, or at least attempt to silence, Donald Trump and fight against his First Amendment right. Unbelievable, right? Now, this is a move that many Donald Trump supporters, they're basically saying that this is unconstitutional. Now, whether you support Donald Trump or not, this really is unconstitutional, guys. Now, according to them, Judge Juan Merchan, he's just afraid of the truth that's going to come out of Donald Trump's mouth, and he can't handle it. In fact, the whole Biden regime wouldn't be able to handle it. And meanwhile, Donald Trump's not perfect in every way. No one's perfect, but he's still a citizen of this great nation, right? I mean, if you agree or disagree, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Now, before we really get into this thing, guys, all I ask is that you guys take 1 second, hit the like button for the video. Just lets YouTube know that we're out here. We're spreading the truth that the mainstream media does not want to get out, but we gonna get it out anyway. just like the judge told Fannie Willis, they don't want me to talk about race, but we gonna talk about it anyway. So we gonna talk about the truth anyway. All right, guys. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for sharing these videos on Facebook and Twitter. You guys are awesome. All right, so so basically what this means is that Donald Trump should ultimately be able to speak his mind. Why should everyone else be able to talk crap about him, but he can't stand up for himself? Makes no sense to me. Let me know if you agree, if you disagree. Either way is cool. In fact, Donald Trump himself has questioned the gag order that has been placed on him in a case that a lot of experts are finding very fascinating. Fascinating for all the wrong reasons. Take a listen.
Donald Trump entering court on day 4 of jury selection as attorneys pick the 5 remaining alternate jurors needed for testimony to begin Monday. The former president once again railing against the judge's gag order that prevents him from publicly targeting jurors, potential witnesses, lawyers, and the families of the judge and Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg, who is prosecuting this case.
They've taken away my constitutional rights to speak, and that includes speaking to you.
Next Tuesday, the judge will hold a hearing on whether Trump violated the gag order this week with a series of social media posts. Meantime, today, while potential jurors were questioned, Trump looked through papers and periodically whispered to his attorneys and passed notes. Most of the potential alternate jurors said that they could remain impartial and unbiased. Those who could not were dismissed. One man sighing and saying, "This is more stressful than I thought." Another man saying, "Donald Trump is a man and he should be treated fairly in a court of law." And then one woman saying, "I don't know if this is disqualifying, but my father's lifelong friend is former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, and Michael Cohen's son works at the company where I work, although I've never met him."
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that's probably going to disqualify her. Now, remember, Judge Juan Merchan, he put a lot of limits on the former president. So Donald Trump, he's not even allowed to attend his son's high school graduation. Can you believe this, guys? And this seemingly pissed off Melania Trump, okay? Because these people, Alvin Bragg, Juan Merchan, Letitia James, Fannie Willis, Nathan Wade, Jack Smith, they can all just, they can talk about Trump's family. They can talk about Trump all they want, right? They can even talk about Barron Trump. But the minute Donald Trump talks about Merchan's wife or daughter, he's crossing the line. Is there a double standard here? I mean, am I missing something? And this is after the fact that, we found that Juan Merchan's wife worked for Letitia James, of all people. And this, come on, guys, really? Juan Merchan's wife worked for Letitia James. How much of a conflict of interest do we need beyond this, right? and that his daughter has also worked and made millions of dollars from Democrats like Adam Schiff, Kamala Harris, even Joe Biden. I mean, you got supporters of the former president Donald Trump saying that it's very clearly a double standard. In fact, Melania Trump also said that the hush money trial against her husband, it's a disgrace. Now, I guess it makes sense given the fact that the goal is to tear apart Donald Trump's whole family, meanwhile trying to keep him away from the campaign trail. But what do you guys think about Melania Trump and is this a disgrace to the New York City justice system? What do y'all think about that? Now, let me just see what you guys are saying in the comment section. Let's see. Catalia says, trivia question. Did everyone hear who Trump has selected for his attorney general? I'd love to see how you guys respond to that one. We got a lot of people in the live here. We got Nana's Crochet Corner. Awesome. Nana, where's your popcorn? I don't see any popcorn emojis from you today. All right, guys. So since we're already talking about the former president, there's something weird happening to him, right? Not in a bad way, though. So world leaders are now arranging meetings with Donald Trump. Now, you got to think that something's just a little bit odd, a little bit off, given that these are present world leaders, but yet they're scheduling meetings with Donald Trump. What do they know that we don't yet know, right? So I'm pretty sure that our current president's still Joe Biden, right? Isn't our current president still Joe Biden? Anyway, so why would these world leaders want to go talk to Donald Trump and not Joe Biden? Any guesses, guys? Because experts are saying that countries are now preparing for the possibility of Donald Trump's second term. Polish President Andrzej Duda met with Donald Trump at Trump Tower, where they talked about the war in Ukraine. So Duda also discussed the push for NATO members and their defense spending. Basically, this is something that the former president has also supported. So Donald Trump on his end said that the Polish president has done a fantastic job and that the two are friends. Now, despite what the optics look like, even Democrats agree that there is a chance that they could very well lose the White House come this November. Now, you got Senator Chris Murphy, who's been a Biden ally. He said that the meeting between the leaders actually does make sense. He said that the polls are very close and foreign leaders would be very wise to meet with the candidates like Donald Trump, who could very well go all the way. And so this visit from Duda just kind of like, comes a week after Donald Trump was visited by British Foreign Secretary David Cameron. And so, and just this month, Donald Trump hosted Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban, which begs the question, are they looking forward to Donald Trump winning for the 2024 presidential elections? Or are they afraid of Donald Trump winning the 2024 presidential elections and they're trying to get in his good graces? Let me know what y'all think on that. Now, this is really, if you think about it, it's not really out of the norm. I mean, Donald Trump's a guy who's been making history as of late, right? And it definitely speaks volume in, that world leaders are still discussing global issues with him being a part of the conversation. So it sounds like to me that they've got some, pretty high expectations for Donald Trump here. So, even though Donald Trump's been in court most of the time lately, they recognize his presence and apparently they respect his ability to get back in the office. So what do you guys think? You going to see Trump 2024 this year or what's it going to be? Let me know what y'all think on that one. Nana got her popcorn. Okay, there we go. Now we're ready to go. Now we're ready to go. Okay. So analysts believe that one of the main reasons for these meetings is that they want to de-escalate the many conflicts that are going on around the world. Now, some say that all of these wars wouldn't have happened if Donald Trump was in the White House. We can think back to when, there were several times, or there were actually multiple times where Donald Trump said, hey, if he were in the White House now, he would have ended the Ukraine-Russia war like immediately, basically within 48 hours. Now, there are those that believe that President Biden has shown weakness. In fact, he's been disrespected or not respected by other world leaders. Not a good sign for America. And this in turn has let other leaders pretty much do whatever it is that they want to do. They don't respect Joe Biden. This is what many people are saying. And Joe Biden, many people are saying that Joe Biden has not put forth a good leadership presence and has diminished the United States brand as a country. Do you guys agree? What do y'all think about that? And so with that being said, let's kind of go on to President Biden and what many are actually calling a very questionable decision. So in a very shocking turn of events, President Joe Biden has shockingly blocked the drilling, believe it or not, as we have gas prices hitting $4 and $5 a gallon here in the United States, right? President Joe Biden has made the decision to go ahead and block the drilling of oil within 13 million acres of land in Alaska. Did you guys hear about that? I mean, like, why would you do that when 99% of the cars on the road burn gas and we need to lower these gas prices? So according to Joe Biden, he's doing this to protect the environment. That and, of course, to help the war with climate change. Is climate change really high up on you guys' list? Do you even believe in climate change? I know a lot of people are on the fence on whether or not the climate change is one big scam or is it legitimate. Let me know you guys' take on that. So anyway, even the natives from Alaska are rather concerned about this ban here. And so what they're saying is that they actually depend on the tax revenue from the oil drilling to fund their schools and basic services. So effectively, Joe Biden is choking out the local economy for Alaskans. Yeah, a local even said that this particular move from the Biden administration is actually going to hurt the very residents that the federal government claims to want to help by rolling back years of progress, impoverishing their communities and imperiling their culture. And so this is why these people are basically saying, hey, President Biden says that, this is for the people, but why is it feeling like the people are being punished more than anything else? That this will actually help those who live in the area. But the very people who are actually living there are saying that Biden doesn't know what he's talking about. They're saying that Biden doesn't know what he's doing and that he's further making things even worse for them. Wow. Nice job, Joe. So it's also kind of insane how this is going to affect you and me if you think about it, because gas prices, they would probably be a lot lower if drilling was allowed in our country. I mean, we're so energy dependent on other countries because Biden will not allow us to drill here, even though we have tons of oil here. But instead, we're relying on oil and gas from overseas countries, many countries who don't necessarily even like us. Alaska Senator Dan Sullivan, he actually commented on the decision and said that Biden's drilling ban is an illegal attack on the state's economic lifeblood. He even went on to say that the lawsuits are probably already on the way. And so at this point, many critics of the Biden administration are essentially saying that he's moving in the opposite direction that we should all be on. And this is essentially a future of energy independence, one that some actually say is not achievable with Biden in charge. So I'm gonna leave it to you guys. What do you guys think? Can we ever achieve energy independence with Joe Biden at the helm, with Joe Biden being the president of the United States? Or is this are we just one step closer to a one world government, an NWO, or anything along that line of control? What do you guys think? Let me jump in the comments. Let me see what you guys are saying. You guys always have something insightful for me. So Keith Dalek says they are sure not. Oh man, all these comments are coming in. I can't even keep up with them. They are sure not concerned about setting off nuclear bombs, but they're concerned about our environment. Yeah, exactly. Good point. Yeah, so a lot of folks are saying, no, we cannot achieve energy independence with Joe in the White House. Let's see. Apostle Patricia Douglas says, I think he's messing things up for the incoming president. Hey, that's a good That's a good point. Does anyone think that Joe Biden feels like he doesn't have a chance of winning the next presidential election, so he's intentionally sabotaging America to make it more difficult for the next president? Is anyone else thinking that might be happening? I'm just wondering based on this one comment that we received. Not sure how many other people feel the same way on that one. Charles Wilson says, what the carbon footprint of war in the Ukraine, Brandon? Oh my God. Yeah. So Lou David says, we will stay IRS slaves regardless. Yeah, they're gonna keep milking us for all of eternity, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. So Walter DeBoe says, I live in Maine and I'm a proponent for global warming. Thank you for your comment. But then we have the other side of the argument. Red Minnick says it's a natural process of the world. So in other words, I believe you're saying that the world will warm up regardless of what we do. Let's see. A lot of people are saying that, this global warming that we're experiencing, or that, this climate change that they're calling it, is nothing more than a planet cycle that will happen regardless. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, if you haven't already, do hit the like button for the video. I want to thank you all, as always, for sharing these videos on Facebook and Twitter. Let me know what you guys are thinking. If you haven't already, do hit the notification bell. That way you know as soon as we go live on our future videos. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all take care and be safe.